welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. Happy new month, everybody. This is the month of August, the 8th month of this year. 8 months. 8th month. Okay, the year is almost gone, and I am so grateful to God for His goodness, His mercies, His favor, all round favor. God is good all the time, even in the times where we think He's not good. He is good. Just needed to get that out there. So, welcome to the month of August. Welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi for today. I just need to do a quick check. Let's be sure that I'm not talking to myself. All right, we're live on Facebook. Please, if you're wherever you join from, let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that we're audible. Let me know that it's loud enough. I can't seem to hear. Please let me know if I'm audible. I can't seem to hear anything on Facebook, which is weird. I can't hear anything anywhere. So I don't know whether, okay, let me join. Let me check from my phone. It could be from my laptop because the laptop has started turning on its own. So do let me know if you can hear me. Please, let me see. Growth habits. Okay, so it's the laptop because I can hear on as I checked with my phone. So welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. How are you doing? How has the past 7 months been? What have you been doing? In what ways have you grown in this past 7 months? I'm interested in hearing from you on that. Okay, this is happening again. I can't see if we're live on LinkedIn. Like the last time, it also did not show. Normally, it will show me a notification that we are live, but I can't see that notification right now, so I really don't know. Let me check on YouTube. Okay, we are live on YouTube, so the only one that I can't confirm is LinkedIn. So if you're on LinkedIn, please do let me know if you can see me there. All right, so yes, August. This month of August, we are going to be talking about the decisions that shape a life. The decisions that shape a life. We're not talking about like productivity decisions or maybe business decisions, even no massive life decisions. We're talking about the small things, the small decisions that shape a life. We're going to be talking about things like the decision to begin, decision to stop, to forgive, to commit, to walk away, to obey, to set boundaries, to just become a different kind of person. These are the things we're going to be talking about in this series, for the month of August. Today, we are going to start off this series by talking about the power of one decision. The power of one decision. Because really, things don't always change dramatically. Things don't always happen dramatically. Sometimes it's just small trickles, you know, um, quiet choices we make without the noise, without the influence, without the brouhaha, as they say, the quiet choices that we make. One decision that we just take, and that one decision changes like the trajectory of our life, changes how things around us are moving. So Those are the things we are going to be talking about. Just to quickly remind us, last month, the month of July, we talked about seasons of your life, understanding what season you are in, and responding wisely to those seasons, to that season that you are in. That is what we talked about in the month of July. And you can see that um, this kind of flows from that discussion, because it, good, you are aware, you now know the season, you have recognized your season, you've accepted the reality of it, you understand that growth is still possible in whatever season that you are. But you have to now do the next thing, you have to take the next step, you have to do something. Honestly, because when you are aware and you don't take a decision, you don't do anything about it, you remain unchanged. Nothing changes in your situation, nothing changes in your circumstances at that time. So, yeah, you may know, like, for example, a relationship needs attention, but you need to do something about it. You may know that this habit you've been, you know, carrying on for years is damaging something, damaging maybe your future or something. You may know this, but you do have to start doing something. There has to be a decision. You have to take a decision. You have to do something about it. So, what is this decision we are talking about? There's one elaborate definition I saw about of what a decision is. I'm going to read that elaborate definition first, then I tell you my own definition. It says that a decision is a deliberate choice made between two or more possible courses of action based on what a person believes, values, desires, or considers most important at that moment. That is the definition of a decision. To me, my simple way to define a decision is choosing what you will do next. Simple. Choosing what you will do next. Deciding what you will do next. It does not have to describe, what you prefer, because it may not be. A choice is not just making a decision. It's not just about this is what I prefer. It might not even be what you prefer. It just basically defines the direction that you are taking, or the direction you are willing to take. So that is a decision to me. Um, and We know that decisions also have consequences, right? And I also saw one definition of consequences. I'm going to read that definition first. And it says a consequence is the result or effect produced by a choice, an action, or a pattern of behavior. Consequences may be immediate or delayed, intended or unintended, positive or negative. But basically, simply put, for me, consequences is what a decision produces. What a decision produces. Because every decision that we take plants something. It plants something. And because something has been planted, some result must be produced. So just like that definition said, the consequence can be immediate, it can be delayed, it can be intended, it can be unintended, it can be positive, it can be negative, but there is a consequence for every decision. I want us to bear these two things in mind. Then, as we're talking about one decision, I want us to also understand that that's one decision. It may not change everything. It may not change everything immediately, or it may not, but it changes the direction in which everything begins to move. That's why I tell people many times when I say change your mindset, that is a decision. And when you do, or when you start doing it, things don't just change automatically. Things don't just, revert to the good you expect or whatever. But it does get you going in the right direction. It does get you going in the right direction. So, yeah, please, if I'm audible and clear, okay, I can see Josiah Dokubo Instagram. Thank you for joining me today. I can see people on Facebook, but I don't know who and who you are. Please just let me know who you are. It shows me numbers, it doesn't show me the names. At least Instagram shows me the name so I can see who is there. All right, so I still can't see, um, I still don't know if we made it live on LinkedIn because I can't see the notification. So I really don't know. But I can see that we are live on YouTube. All right, so please do let me know as you join. Let me know. So, as I was saying, that one decision, because we're talking about the power of one decision today, just one. It's not, the multitude of decisions we make in our lives, just one. And I was saying that it doesn't change everything immediately, most times, this one decision, but it does change direction, that things are moving generally in your life. So, okay, let's assume you're going somewhere, wherever, whatever city, you're traveling from one city to the other, and then somewhere along the line, you take a wrong turn somewhere. Now, if you realize you took the wrong turn like 5 minutes, yeah, 5 minutes later, most times you can, it's easier to just turn around and get back to the path or the route that you are meant to follow. But if you continue on that wrong direction for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, it's difficult, much, much more difficult to retrace back to where you were supposed to be. So now that you drove 2, 3 hours in the wrong direction, did not begin, how do I put it? It began with the wrong turn. That one wrong turn. So that one decision that you made at that time to take a left instead of a right, for example, that one decision has changed the direction of where you're going. So that is the power of one choice. That is the power of one decision. When you took that left, it looked like a small thing. But you see that if you had continued with that left for 2, 3 hours, it is a huge matter. So that one decision, yes, it looks insignificant when it's happening, but it does change the direction which you're traveling, changes the direction of your life, changes where you probably end up, depending on whether you recognize where that, the consequences now of that one decision. Okay, so what does science tell us about decisions? There's one concept I saw. It's called, oh, okay, I need to check my notes because the name has, oh, the implementation intention. Yes, it's called the implementation intention. And basically, it says, okay, this is a way to help you in decision making. That's when you have an if then plan when you're making a decision. It says, if this situation happens, then I will take this action. An if then plan for decision making. But before I go that, I missed telling us what science has shown about decisions. And is that basically we don't make decisions using logic alone. We don't. We don't make decisions using logic alone. We make decisions, including our emotions, including so many things, emotions, our expectations, recent occurrences in our lives, our expectations, our experiences, they all combine. Even the rewards we think we will get from making that decision, they all combine and they all form how we make decisions. So what we feel can influence what we do, and it does influence the decisions that we make. But we're not saying emotions are bad. Please get me right. Emotions are not bad. It's good to feel things, but we need to ensure that our emotions are not leading our decisions. This is where I want to concentrate on this. In making this one decision, we need to ensure that our emotions are not leading any decision. Most decisions that we make where our emotions lead, they don't always go so well. So ensure that your decisions are informed. Even this one decision that is changing the trajectory of your life, ensure that it is informed and not just emotional. Because, and also, that our brain reinforces what it thinks is important and keeps perpetuating that thing that it thinks is important because we are feeding it. So that's why we need to ensure that our emotions are informed, so that our brain now learns and knows that this is how decisions are made, and not just out of the spur of the moment or out of just emotions. Yeah, because our brain learns, remember. Yeah. So when we manage our decisions and ensure that they are based on information more than emotions, we teach our brain, and then our brain begins to follow that pattern when future decisions need to be made. So, I know I've heard this 21-day habit, something that if you practice a habit for 21 days, it becomes a part of you. I really believe that there's no hard and fast rule about that. For some people, yes, it works. Some people shorter time and they've mastered that habit and it becomes part of them. Because yeah, but I really believe there's no universal 21-day rule, because I've tried to do something consistently for 21 days and it didn't stick. As in, I actually did it 21 days. That habit did not stick. But I've also tried it and it worked. So you see, there's no hard and fast rule. I've had situations where in 5 days I've mastered this habit has stuck. So there's no hard and fast rule about that. So just wanted to chip in that there. Consistency is very, very important, because once again, our brain learns from what we do all the time. That is what is important. Not that it's 21 days, not that it's 5 days, not that it's 10 days, but that you repeat the action. Consistency. Like I explained, when your brain understands that decisions are made from informed choices, not just from emotion, and it sees it consistently, your brain begins to make decisions in that way and no longer just based on emotions. So that is important. There another practical method which I was talking about before, is the implementation intention. That is the if then plan. For you to make decisions and to stick with those decisions, you say, if this situation happens, then I will take this action. All right, so these are some of the things science have spoken about. And why that implementation intention is important is because when we make specific plans to achieve things, the likelihood that we will keep doing those and that those intentions will become like behavior, become habit, improves. So I always tell, see, when we are trying to make these decisions, you might say, oh, I'll make better decisions and want to leave it at that. Most times that is not enough. You have to be more, what's the word I'm looking, more specific. Like I would say, if I feel pressured, for example, if I feel pressure to answer immediately because I'm learning how to say no, for example, I'm learning how to say no. If I feel pressure to answer immediately, then I'll ask for time to think about it. So that's where the if then thing comes in. So if I feel pressure to, just respond immediately, I'll ask for time. That gives me time to add information so that I can make an informed decision. I hope that makes sense to us. Now, why one decision can be so powerful? Why one decision can be so powerful? One is that a decision changes your direction, like I said from the beginning, before it changes your circumstances. That's the part I'm adding now. I've told us that one decision changes our direction. But what makes that one decision powerful is that it changes the direction even before the circumstances change. Changes the direction. For going back to the Bible, Forgive me. The moment the prodigal son decided to return home, that was the key moment. He was still in the same place. He had not left, but he had made the decision and his life had started moving in the direction of returning. This is one of the reasons I always ask people to, when I talk to people, I always ask people to change the way you're seeing your situation. That one decision will change your direction, even if the circumstances have not changed. As I'm saying this, and I'm realizing that I have a book out called Live Aligned. Please get that book. If the book talks about habits, actually, but it just aligns with what I'm talking about now, just as I'm thinking about it. So get Live Aligned. It will help you in this area. So I was talking about the prodigal son, right? Um, the difficult situations have not changed though. His clothes had not changed. His father had not even seen him. Nothing had happened yet, but he had made a decision, and that decision had begun to move him in the right direction. Had began to move him in the right direction. He realized his reality. Yes. Then he made a decision. I will arise and go to my father. And once he had made that decision, he began to do things that aligned with that decision. So that is one thing that is important, one thing that's powerful about that one decision. It begins to move you in the right direction even before your circumstances have changed. Another thing is that the decision can redefine your identity. There's a difference between saying something like, I'm trying to be an honest person, and saying, I am a person who tells the truth. Now, when you say, or when you decide, let me not even say when you say, when you decide that I am a person who tells the truth, that is a decision, just one decision. Things have begun to move in the direction of you becoming honest. Because you have decided I'm a person who tells the truth, you begin to look for ways to tell the truth. This is how our brain works. This is how our brain works. So let's take advantage of it. So instead of saying I'm trying to be honest, decide, make up your mind. I am a person who tells the truth. And you will see that your actions begin to align to being a person that tells the truth. Instead of saying, oh, I'm trying to be more disciplined or something, say I don't know, I'm becoming someone who honors commitments. And then you begin to see that opportunities to honor commitments, they become clearer and you start moving in that direction because you have chosen, you have made the decision. You're not just saying words now, you have made a decision. So that is another thing that's powerful about one decision. The next thing is that that one decision can interrupt a destructive pattern, a pattern that has continued in your life. That one decision, like, there's some people that, we say, oh, this is how I have always been, or this is how my family is. That is a pattern. But when you decide, the day you decide, okay, I'm not this kind of person, you will find that your direction has begun to change. And even your thinking begins to change. The situations, the circumstances around you begin to change in time. But at least, okay, okay, I can see your faith. I see charity. Charity, say how much is, oh, the Live Aligned book. Okay. The Live Aligned, oh, sorry. I don't want to give you wrong figure right now. Um, Something is in my mind, but I need to confirm that it's correct. I need to confirm that it's correct before I give wrong figure for how much. Um, why is this not showing? Okay. Uh, Interesting. Um, why am I not finding where I wrote these things down? Okay. I will get the information so that I don't get too distracted. I will confirm how much the book is and put it in the comments. I really don't know why oh Father. Okay. I can't find where I wrote it down. I don't even understand why, but right now I can't find where I wrote down the price. And the problem is I don't. I'm stopping. I am stopping. I will find it. Okay, so I said that one decision can interrupt a destructive pattern. So like I mean, you can. I was talking about family patterns where we say, this runs in our family. It might run in your family, but it can also stop with you. It can also stop with you, but you have to make that decision. You have to make that decision and say, this stops with me. This stops with me. If you don't make that decision, you will find that you will keep on having those patterns. Then one decision can open the door to other decisions. One decision can open the door to other decisions. Yeah. So um yeah, I mean, I don't even think I need to at least explain this too much. When you begin to, for example, you decide to become intentional about your health, as you make that decision, it leads you to review your routines most times, check what is happening around you. As you do that, you begin to adjust maybe your sleeping pattern, you begin to maybe go to bed earlier. As you do that, you sleep better, you have more energy. So you see that one decision has led to so many other decisions. Really. Sorry, please. My phone is, I don't know, it's just opening things. So I'm beginning to wonder what's happening. Is it this? Hey, it's just opening things and I really don't understand. Okay. All right. So, I said one decision can open the door to other decisions. Then repeated decisions become a pattern, it becomes a habit because you have repeated these decisions over and over. There are many examples that can be given, even from the Bible. I've already given us the prodigal son that as he decided to return, he began to move in the direction of returning. Thank you, Kelechi. Good afternoon. I can see you on Facebook. Now, what a decision is not a desire. No, it's not a desire. You can desire change, but you need to decide to change. So a decision is not a desire. It's not an emotional moment because remember I said it has to be backed by some information. So it's not an emotional moment. It's not, you feel, um, maybe you write some powerful notes because you heard one powerful sermon, and then it's not that. It has to go beyond just emotions and become an actual action. It has to become an actual action. Um, it's not the same as knowing every detail. It's not a decision because most times Even at the time you're deciding, you know very little, honestly. when Especially when you're, working, trying to fulfill God's purposes, fulfill God's plan for your life. When you make a decision to start, you don't know everything. You don't know everything. You don't know every detail. You don't know every detail. So it is important that we understand that we don't know every detail. Decision is not knowing every detail. It's not knowing every detail, but at least it's a start. You begin. All right, you begin. Okay. Why do we delay decisions even though we know it's important? Yes, even though we know it's important, why do we delay decisions? One, I think, is fear is one of the greatest reasons. Okay, I think I've seen where I. Okay, yes, I've seen it. I couldn't just stop. I had to keep searching for where I wrote these things down. So the book Live Aligned is 3,500 naira. If you're in the US, it's $3. If you are maybe like in the UK, it's £3. So that's the book Live Aligned. All right. I have other books, like I said, but it's just the one that came to my mind as I was talking now. That's why I mentioned it. But as we go on, now that this one, what I'll try, maybe in other sessions, I'll mention the other books, but Live Aligned, very important because it helps you like form these habits, tells you how to do it and all that. So why do we delay important decisions? That is where I stopped. I said sometimes it's just fear because we think, we're afraid of making the wrong choice. So we would rather just leave it than actually make the wrong choice. Um, Sometimes we're waiting for approval. Sometimes we're waiting for approval. Um, and it's not always the best. I have to tell us to wait for approval. Okay, I see you on YouTube. My mom, I can see you on YouTube. Good day to you. Thank you for joining me on YouTube. Um, Sometimes it's that we enjoy this idea of all our options are open and we just keep to it. It's not always the best. I'm not saying we shouldn't keep our options open, but sometimes you just have to decide, make a decision. And you know that when you refuse to decide, that is actually a decision. When you refuse to decide, that is a decision. You've actually chosen not to go in this direction and you begin to go in the other direction. It's a decision. And we need to understand that. Then, for you to, when you're facing an important decision, there's what I call the decide framework. Of course, mnemonics incoming. So, this, when you need to make a decision, this will help you um, in making those decisions. The first is D, discern what is truly at stake. Discern what is truly at stake. Before Before asking yourself, what do I feel like doing? Why not ask, what is really happening here at this time? This decision, does it really matter? What do I stand to gain? What do I stand to lose by this decision? Is this thing just a preference? Is it just simply a preference? Or is it something that is connected to like my values, my purpose? Ask yourself these questions. Discern what is beneath the surface before you make decisions. Excuse me. Discern what is really beneath the surface. Let it not be, let it not be that, for example, you decide to remain where you are. That's the decision. Could it be that it's actually a decision to remain in your comfort zone rather than growing? You feel that, here I am is, is the best, and you stay What is really behind it? Is it that you're afraid to move forward? Is it just that you're comfortable, so you remain in your comfort zone? This is what I mean by discern what is truly at stake. Something happened and you decide not to remain silent in that whole situation. Is that really a decision to not be courageous? Or is it really a decision to be silent? Think, discern what is really behind the decision you're about to take first before you take it. Name the real issue. Figure it out and name it, the real issue behind the decision. Next, examine your motives and emotions. After you have discerned what is really behind it, examine your motives and your emotions. Is this fear or is this faith? Am I responding to pressure? Am I doing this to impress someone? Examine your motives and your emotions. Don't ignore your emotions. I've always said this. Don't ignore your emotions, but don't hand them control either. Don't hand complete control of your decisions to your emotions. So, examine your motives and emotions. Consult God is the next point. Consult God. Oh, hey. Consult God. Consult scripture. Consult wise counsel. Well, if you're someone that you don't believe in God, you don't do the God thing, in quote, consult wise counsel, but do consult. You don't know everything. Sometimes someone will just say a word that will help everything fall in line for you. So yes, consult. Don't just make decisions just like that. Coastman, I can see you on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. So consult. Consult God if you're a Christian. Consult wise counselors, not just any counselor. Wise counselors. Choose people who understand your values, people who are not just going to confirm your preferences when you're consulting. Choose people who understand your values. Choose people who will help you clarify your thinking. Choose people who will tell you the truth that you need to hear. But of course, the decision still has to be yours, so you still have to own it. Then identify the one clear decision. You have discerned, you have examined your emotions, you have consulted. Now identify the one clear decision. Don't just, leave it at the point of I desire to be. No, make one clear decision. Okay, instead of saying, for example, okay, I need to improve my relationships, which is something I say often myself. That's why I chose that. Now I need to improve my relationships. That does not get me moving in any direction. But if I say, for example, okay, that honest conversation I need to have with so and so person, I am going to stop avoiding it. See, that moves me in a direction more than I need to improve my relationships. I need to improve my relationships is quite vague. Quite vague. So identify the one clear decision. So I've not made everything all right all at once. I've just decided that I will have that one honest conversation first. And from there, of course, other decisions will follow. But pick that one, identify that one clear decision, and just go ahead with it. Then do something that supports that decision. You have chosen now, do something that supports it. Create an implementation plan, like the if then thing I talked about, the intention thing I talked about earlier. Like tell yourself, if this happens, then I will do this. If this happens, then I will do this. If I begin to doubt my decision to go in this direction, then I will review the decision, that the reasons I made that decision. Have something that supports your decision. Have a plan. If I receive maybe a request or somebody tells me something that conflicts, expect something from me that conflicts with the priorities that I've set based on the decision that I've made, then I will pause before answering. You understand? So have an if then plan. It helps. If this happens, then I will do this. This will help support that decision you have made to do whatever it is you have decided to do. So have something that supports it. Remove obstacles. There might be things, in your normal life that would make you stumble at this decision. Remove them. Change your environment if you need to do that. That does not mean relocate. Just change your environment if that's what you need to do. For example, you're trying to live healthy. Remove snacks from where they are very easily visible. That is changing your environment. Schedule that action. Put it in your diary if you have to. Like, for example, as I said, I need to have that honest conversation. Put it in my calendar on the day that I need to call that person to have that honest conversation. Schedule it. Then tell someone trustworthy, someone that will hold you accountable, someone that will even remind you, have you done this? If you have not. Josephine, I see you. I see you, Sir Josie. Thank you for joining me on Facebook. Then finally establish the decision through repetition. Very key. Don't expect that one moment, one courageous moment will carry you forever. It will not. Repeat, reinforce the decision, repeat that behavior, review how far you have gone, repeat, adjust the strategy if you need to, adjust the strategy if you need to, but keep repeating the behavior. In doing the adjustment, let me just say this: in adjusting your strategy, don't abandon your values, or remember. So decide what you want to do, implement it, keep doing it, repeat. For the example I gave of having to have the honest conversation, keep having honest conversations with people. Don't hide behind, you're trying to be, I guess, a good person. Have the honest conversation. Sometimes, that is just what is needed. So have the honest conversations with people. And please, when you have, for example, if this is your own decision, having honest conversation, don't be mean. Don't be rude. Don't be mean or rude in it. All right. So having said that, I think we have come to the conclusion of the things we want to discuss today. But I want us to do a practical something, do a one decision audit, as I will call it. Take a piece of paper, bring out your phone notes or something, and do these things. One, what is the area of my life that needs attention? That area of my life that needs attention, write it down. Be specific. Don't be vague about it. Be specific. Where whatever it may be, write it down. Number two, the decision that I have been delaying is, you write it down. Once again, honestly. Three, the main reason I have delayed is, you write it down. Is it fear? Is it comfort? Is it confusion? Is it approval I'm waiting for? Write it down. Four, the decision that aligns with my values and faith is, you write one clear sentence. For example, I have decided to, you now write what is that decision that aligns with my values and faith that I have chosen to make in this season. And then five, the first action that will support this decision is, you write it down. Six, my if then plan is, if this happens, then I will. Because things will always happen. So always have that if then plan as a support to the decision that you're planning to make, to that one decision that will set you in the path that you need to go. So don't leave, today, as we conclude this session, don't leave with, 10 vague intentions in your mind, 10 vague things you want to do. No, leave with one clear decision. One thing, start with one. I've always been an advocate of start with one. When we, put too many things, sometimes it becomes overwhelming and we wind up achieving none. So start with one, live with one clear decision. Remember that most times this one decision does not, most times it doesn't, come up with instant results, instant miracles. It just sets you on the right direction. Your circumstances might not change immediately, but know that in time they will change. The circumstances will catch up. Also, note that many a time when we're taking this one decision, we're not seeing everything. We're not seeing all the details. We're not seeing the whole picture at that time. We're not. But we know that we are moving in the right direction. We know that we are moving in the right direction. Um, the prodigal son we talked about, he didn't just say, I will arise and go to my father. He actually arose and began to travel. So, yeah, that is the thing about decisions. Don't just decide and then relax. Do one thing. Remember that our life is not shaped just by the opportunities that come our way. Um, most times, I'm trying to pick my words, our lives are shaped by the decisions we make. Not just the opportunities, but yes, the opportunities come, but the decisions we make when those opportunities come. That is what shapes our life. That is what makes us move forward or not. So, having said that, I will post our declaration. I have really stayed longer than I planned today, but it's fine. It's because I spent so much time trying to find the price of my book. You see? Because actually thought I wrote it down in my notes. Um, I discovered I didn't. So I had to go and find it. You see? Uh, Maybe this is one decision I need to take. Our declaration. So let us declare together. Let me post it and then we declare together and we will come to the end of this session. All right, I've posted on Facebook. Let me post on YouTube and LinkedIn. Did you hear that? Can you hear? My tummy is grumbling. All right, so let us declare together. I receive wisdom to make decisions that align with God's purpose for my life. I will not be ruled by fear, pressure, or temporary emotions. Remember, emotions are temporary. I choose truth, obedience, courage, and growth. I have the grace to begin, the discipline to continue, and the wisdom to correct my direction when necessary. My decisions will strengthen my character, bless my relationships, and lead me towards God's best. One wise, one wise decision can change my direction. And today, I choose wisely. I choose wisely. With that, we have come to the end. Oh, I see some other people on Instagram. I'm so sorry I didn't see you on time. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you that joined live and those that will watch the replay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate each of you. I'm trying to post on Instagram because Instagram takes like 3 or 4. Yeah, I have to cut it into 3 or 4 portions to post. All right. Thank you all so much for joining me once again. Next week, as we continue, yes, next week we're going to talk about. Oh, wow, I thought this posted on Instagram. It didn't. All right. Next week, we're going to talk about recognizing destiny moments. how to recognize the moments, opportunities, decisions that may carry greater significance than they first appear. So, recognizing destiny moments. That is what we are going to talk about next week, right here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. I'm just trying to confirm that. Give me 1 second. Let me scroll back and confirm that that is exactly what the topic is, but I believe that is what it is. Yes, yes, that is what the topic is. All right, so remember that our August series is the decisions that shape a life. That is what we are talking about completely in this month of August. Thank you so much for joining me. Do have a lovely day. Remember to follow us on all our social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, YouTube. We are there, Growth Habits with Ngozi. We are live every Tuesday, and subscribe to, is it my channel now? I want to say on Facebook. I think that's what it's called. Subscribe, and I will be sending content different from what every other person receives to you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, where you will see all our past sessions, everything that we have done previously. They're all there, all our videos, they are there on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today, and do have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.